Coming at you from Tokyo, Japan, my name is Dave and this is Garage K. Previously on this channel I bought a winch and I bolted it to a bracket that I made, bolted the bracket to the floor. I bought a battery to power the winch and then built a battery cart to carry the thing. I chose the location of the winch to be against the wall and 90 degrees from the direction of pull. The reason I did that is so that the winch would be out of the way, and if I used some kind of anchor system and a snatch block, then I could pull from multiple locations without ever having to move the winch. But you haven't seen me make the floor anchor yet. I need to make a template. So that'll do. So I got my cardboard and I got my hook and I sort of went like this, eyeballed it and ended up with that hole which fits like that. There's a little bit of slop in it, which is good. Right now we just need to figure out what sort of bend we need in it. We can go this way and it's not going to make a difference. Oh, just rip it in half, mate. Perfect. My template's fallen to bits. Is it possible? Yeah, it is. I measured in 5 centimeters from here and then found the center this way and then made a punch mark. This is the punch I used because somehow I've lost my automatic one. It wasn't working anyway, but yeah. From there I used the calipers to scribe a line to make a circle 5 centimeters in diameter. I then used the punch the whole way around and drilled these holes. Over to the vise, put this in as high up as I can get it. I'm gonna put some oil the whole way around this. I'm going to use the jigsaw. Using a face mask, using earmuffs because this is noisiest. And if the blade snaps, it could come up to my face. I'm just trying to join these holes together. The oil really does make a difference, so don't skip it. Doesn't matter what oil you use, this is just old engine oil, I think. And just go the whole way around, circle center to circle center, and you won't go outside of your line. In theory. There's a lot of theory going on here. The closer these holes are together, the faster you're gonna go. And we're through, look at that. This doesn't have to be perfect, it's just a hole for the hook of the snatch block, so let's tidy it up a bit. I reckon this is probably going to do the best job of it. I have to get it into a drill is all. Traced my second one on there. Okay, that's got murderous ends, so it's not exactly round either, but I'm going to weld it so it's not going to be round anyway. Oh yeah, that's close enough. Got a couple of clamps on there, that should hold it in place. And this is well and truly locked in. Okay, I've got that all drilled. I do need to join 3 of these holes together for the jigsaw blade to go in. And the way I do it is the wrong way, by moving the drill up and down and walking it sideways. That was close. I wonder if a new blade would help with this. Let's try that. Okay, brand new blade, see how we do. I'm gonna put some preemptive oil on it. Just the blade, mate. Load up the die grinder bit and spin that up and we'll get them the same. We'll be all good to go. Really don't like using the die grinder. It just flicks bits of metal everywhere. Now I'm covered in all this metal shavings. It's horrible. How do you get this off? A magnet. That's a good idea. I mean, it's moving it. I don't know whether it's going to pull it all out. Look at all that. I'm just completely covered in it. But the scary thing is getting this in your eye. Really. Got magnets now. Truth be told, the reason I bought the sandblasting cabinet was not to sandblast. It was to do shit like this and be able to keep all this contained. Because it really is dangerous shards of metal flying everywhere. Unfortunately, I'm now using my sandblaster as a sandblaster, so I can't use the die grinder inside of it. I reckon it's one of the most dangerous things I do is using the die grinder, because it just, you get one of these little flecks, there's billions of them and they're everywhere. They're all in my clothes. Go upstairs, take your jacket off, and then flick one of them into your eye. Like that's how I did it last time. Trip to the optometrist and a pair of tweezers in the eye. to get the bastard out. Really, really not fun. See, the feet of this just snapped off. I'm out here ready to film, and the locking mechanism on this has just fallen apart. Like, how am I supposed to get anything done when my camera is against me? Junk. DJI, notice me senpai, send me something, please. GoPro sucks. GoPro just turned itself off when I said GoPro sucks. This is just a piece of scrap I found on the ground, but look at this. Perfection. Didn't plan that. That's rad. I'll use it. I think I'll weld around the outside. I was trying to show you the thin splinter of metal that I had stuck in my finger and it fell off the tweezers onto my leg. You might be thinking, why don't you just wear gloves? Well, I mean, yeah, that will help you initially, but it won't stop it from getting on your clothes. And then when you take your gloves off, you touch your clothes, you get it stuck in your finger anyway. Why don't you wear overalls? Again, you still have to take them off, and these splinters just fly everywhere when you take your overalls off. So maybe the overalls are made of material that the splinters won't stick into. Well, I mean, it does stick into jeans. So, I don't know, I'm on a rant about clothing now. Like, what are you even doing? I need to get these into the sandblasting cabinet. Turn on the air compressor again. Air and exhaust. I'm gonna go live right now, so if you want to know when this was recorded, check my live content and you'll see, because I'll be talking about these and the sandblasting cabinet. Put that in there, like that, and now we can vice grip it together. One's probably enough. One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do. Apparently. It's time to bend my hook. I ummed and ahed about welding it first. I decided not to. Line her up. I'm going to keep it as close to the center of this thing as possible. The light coming through from the back actually makes it difficult. I need to make a little bracket that holds a light here so that I can see what I'm doing. A lot of optical illusions when using a black pen. This doesn't have to be perfect. Of course, I'm going to try and get it as perfect as I can, regardless of that fact. Why don't you use a square? Because I've cut everything out and I don't think anything is actually square anyway. I said it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. So let's just bend that. This is 6 mil. That might be enough. Oh yeah, look at that. That looks great. Let's test it. Give it a test tickle. Yes, it'll go on that way. Can we get it on the other way? So put it on like that. Do that. Undo this. Rotate that. Put the wire through. Put that back. Do that back up. Split pin back in. Somewhere. There. Good to go. Reverse that, take the wire out. How do we get it out of here? Like that. That's perfect. Weld it, drill 4 holes in it, bolt it down. Good to go. Gotta turn it on first, Dave. This is overkill to the moon. Did the whole way round and both sides of the circle. So I'll tidy that up with the angle grinder. Yep, that will do. It goes on the ground. Primer. Oh, the paint. I got one of those brand new Bluetooth masks. You can't see it, but it's working. Works on Wi-Fi as well. The first time I load that snatch block into it, I'm going to scratch all the paint off it anyway. While I'm lining up to do the holes, I'm going to scratch all the paint off it anyway. I don't want it all the way out here because of the snatch block. So what I've done is measured this, found the center to be here, and then measured off the wall to this distance, and then marked it here. Oh, make sure you get it all over your hand as well. That's critical. That tells us where it needs to be distance from the wall so that the wire will run straight to the top of this here. Roughly the center will be fine. Hey, what do you think of the Astro Products Auto Punch? It's a piece of shit. Oh, garbage. What if I throw it on the ground? Oh, threw it on the ground and it snapped the thread. Snapped in the middle of the thread. So you don't throw it on the ground. That's just, oh wait, maybe now it'll work. Didn't work before. No, that didn't help it. Hey! Hey! Maybe that's the key. No. Just as reliable. Absolute junk. That's going in the bin. Trash. Absolute junk. This is kind of silly too, like the light. It's not even able to shine on where I need to put my... Yeah, I'm on a ranting. Let's put some oil on, just for funsies. And of course it wouldn't be a Garage Care episode without at least one flat GoPro battery, so here we are. Even though this is not 90 degrees off this line, I do believe it's the center, which is all I needed, so I can line that up with the plate center, mark my holes and drill it, and everything should be square-ish. They don't look like they're right either. That one looks further this way. Don't measure it, you're just gonna do your head in. 5.75, what do we got on this side? 5.8, so yeah, close enough. 1 millimeter either way is not going to make a shit of difference. I'm spending way too much time trying to get this centered and square and everything, and at the end of the day, it's not going to make a shit of difference. Is that even square? It's not. So trying to line this up and get that square is a waste of time. It's never going to be square off the wall because nothing here is square. Right. 4 holes marked. I'm fully prepared for at least one of these to be in the wrong spot. Okay, and that's never going to fit back on. I'm just going to drill them all out to 11 and see what happens. Still no. I think that's going to do it, as long as we didn't ruin the threads. That's on. Ding. Undo that. Get that over there. Put the winch into free spool mode. Then free spool it over here. Wrap it around that thing. Put that back in there. Put that back in. And we're good to go. I didn't actually account for that, so we're not near center at all. Center's down here. We're all the way up there. That was a miscalculation. This should have been further out. I was silly. I didn't think about it enough. Of course it's going to try and pull this way. Kind of want to be here, don't we? Can we even get it out of the ground now? Yeah, it can. I've measured and remeasured, and I reckon it needs to come all the way out to here for the line to be in the center of the winch. Is that imperative? I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't think I'm going to be happy with it unless it's running as close to center as it can be. Do all of the things one more time. Hold, please. The way I'm going to try and get these anchors out is using a claw hammer to try to get underneath that nail. To be honest, at the moment, I've got some old Italian guy's voice in my head saying, oh, you'd trust your ride to some used anchor bolts? And I'm like, no, I wouldn't. So I think I'm going to the hardware store to buy new anchor bolts. Hey-yo, I got it out. Needed a crowbar, but after I got the crowbar in there, easy. Oh, mate, looks reusable. Not going to, though. She's moving. Went and bought this. It's a 14.5mm drill bit. It was expensive, but now I've got it, and that means that I can use some of the other anchors that I own. If I don't have the drill bit, I can't use these, so they're just wasted. It's a 19, mate. Oh dear indeed. This isn't going to rotate. Put this underneath the washer to try to push up on it to get it to spin. Yes, we can. What the hell, man? Ugh. That sucked. For a brief moment. Try again. Got my hook. Feed it on. And 655. And if we pull on this cable now, we get 665. So it's 1 centimeter this way. I'm fine with that. Aren't you? A centimeter or two, I don't think it's going to make a difference. I'm pretty happy with that. I think that'll be fine.